I just wanted to quickly showcase what's possible using the new LiveAI chat interface. So I'm working on the next edition of the newsletter here. And as part of my note to self previously, I decided that when I ship the next one, I will just go through my notes on how I'm working and settle on a template of how to go about doing that. So far, I've not yet established a template or working on the deep dive the versions of the newsletter. And I just wanted to formalize that into a template. So here, just what I've just described is what I've illustrated here in writing. It's what I was just trying to figure out. Also, how am I going to go about doing that? Then I want to be able to templatize the steps for future quick reference, focus only on the activities that are clearly tied to the process of me working on an article and then shipping it. So I have all those notes there. First of all, I want to test whether it can work using the regular inline chat with LiveAI. So let me just try that. I'm going to say Zoom and go through the linked interfaces. And the AI should basically go through what I've described here and see whether that will work. So I'm actually using the latest Gemini 3. So click that. Let's see whether it will work. We've gotten an error. You can see here, it says OpenAI error message 400 failed to extract 3 images. So that's interesting. I do know that I have images from the previous versions of the newsletter. I know just images, even GIFs, videos, basically everything that I've been doing, I do it in Roam first before I export it to Substack. That means Gemini, despite being a model that can go through images, somehow it's limited when going through what's provided here. But interestingly, let us see whether the same is possible using the new chat interface that was just rolled out recently. So to do that, I'm just going to click here. This dialog icon here, LiveAI, asks the linked references on of this page, since I want it to go through all of the linked references for all my activities working on the newsletter. I'm just going to copy this text here and click the chat icon here to bring up the chat interface for LiveAI. Here it is, and I'm going to paste what I just copied. I do wish though that if I could just select and click the chat, everything could be copied directly. Before we prompt anything, I just want us to go through the interface and see how it looks like. So the first thing I notice is that it has some useful tips on how to use it. You can see here it's saying, did you know the similar content command generates new examples, matching your pattern? So it's essentially teaching you how to use it, which I think is a great implementation about this. It also gives you some quick action buttons here that you can just click immediately to be able to summarize, get key insights, find connections, retrieval, extract patterns. So it gives you some quick action buttons and also teaches you how to use it. So I like that built-in feature that's there. When we look at the top here, we can see some additional icons. And here it's telling you, so right now we're just seeing the layout, which is just the chat only interface. And I think if we click it, we can decide whether we want to see a split view of both the chat and the block references. And if we click back there, we can again choose whether we want the results only or the chat only interface. This other icon here, I can see you can choose whether you want to see the display on the right panel or on the left panel. I prefer to just have it on the right. I can choose to expand this to cover the entire full screen, or I can choose to close. So we have those icons there for that. Coming down here, we can see that we have the ability to switch the model, just like we normally have on the regular interface. We have the ability to select the inbuilt prompts or your own custom prompts. We also do have styles that you can set as well. The ones that are built-in and the ones that you can set, as you can see, I have numerous styles here. We have something that's new here known as tools. And these tools are part of it. You can see there's the option here to add contexts, select results by criteria. I have checked this too because that's actually what I am doing. I should be able to add context by identifying what I want the AI to go through in my graph. I also want it to be able to filter by criteria. So for example, in my prompt, I'm talking about the most. I want it to focus on what has been done recently. And I'm just saying that by words. But since I've checked that here, it should be able to select results based on various criteria like date ranges, content patterns, or intelligent semantic analysis. So I have those two checked at the very least. I do not want to ask my graph. That's heavy. That will consume a lot of tokens. I can also get help, which is based on I can ask LiveAI how to use LiveAI. I think that's cool. And I think that Fabrice had also mentioned that it should be possible to get help on other aspects of Roam as well as other extensions. But I'm not yet sure about that. We can see LiveAI skills. I believe it's borrowed from Cloud Code. And I have not experimented with this, but I should in the future. I think it's a cool feature, but I'll get to it later. So for now, I just want to see, just testing how the chat interface works. So I've enabled those two tools. What else here? Access mode balanced. I think that's fair. It also tells me here what balanced means. It means 2 children level maximum in blocks, 4 levels in pages, and context limited to 524 tokens. I'm not even sure about those numbers, but I think balance is fair. So what am I going to do next? I can also see when I drag my cursor here, you can see it highlights. So that means I don't technically just have to click on this to show the chart. I can also just click that and it expands. I'm going to have it expand so we can also look at the context that we've provided here. Since we clicked on this chart interface, it knew exactly what we wanted. It wanted the block references, and this is what has been displayed. This is what we've been provided here. And you can see it's saying that they are all 35, and you can see that matches what is being mentioned here. It says 34 linked references, but LiveAI counts 35 because I'm sure it's including the what has been zoomed in as well. We have all 35 here. There are no pages since this is a zoomed in block. This is not a page, but I believe that if it was a page with blocks, then we will be able to see the same. You can see it says page 20 or 35 blocks. The next thing I want to see here, we're talking that it's talking about the path. So if I check that box, you can see it shows the path for each of those particular blocks. Do I need that for my query? I doubt I need the path. I just want to focus on the content of the blocks that has been nested here. So I'm going to uncheck that because I don't want to overwhelm it with too much information. Metadata, that's just about how we see the blocks, the dates and all that. I'm going to leave it on because it's a good visual guide for me to be able to see what I'm looking at and the dates and everything that's relevant. We have the ability to sort. I believe this is similar or synonymous to how we are also able to sort linked references natively inside of Roam. So that's nice as well. And we can select either blocks only or pages only. Like I said, it seems the pages only here is grayed out since I have zoomed in a block. As I was saying earlier, I have not zoomed in a page. So, but I'll just leave it at all types since it doesn't matter either way. But I'm going to select everything. I'll check here so that it should be able to go through everything that has been provided there. And I am going to come back here. My text or my prompt is there. So I'm just going to press enter and see what happens. You can see I have clicked, but it takes a while to even load it into the chart. And then it thinks, that tells you that what's happening here is that it's working harder than the regular AI chat using LiveAI. So using the chat with context is a bit laborious, but I think that the output should be more meaningful and it should better understand what we're trying to achieve. So there you go. It's given me a response and it seems very clearly articulated. Here's the extractor template for your shipping process. We can see drafting and refinement, technical and visual assets, narrative polish. Now, something interesting that I can see here is that as I hover along the response that has been given, I can see that my context is also moving along with what I'm doing. You can see if I place my cursor there, uh, it also highlights that particular block. So that means this is an actual block reference. It's guiding me, and you can see the option that's telling me there that if I click, I am essentially copying the block reference and showing the results. If I shift click, I can open it in sidebar. And if I alt click, I can open in the main window. So I'm just going to alt click and see what happens. So I've pressed alt and I click that. And you can see it opens exactly what it has referenced. So that's a particular block that has been referenced, and you can see it saying start by fleshing out the core concepts. And you can see this is essentially what I was doing here. I had indicated that I should move to working on the first draft, and that's what it has referenced. Refining to the second draft, graph alignment, update the draft, technical and visual assets, record the videos, uh, code, smart block preparations, banner image. I'm going to click that again and see what happens. I press Alt and click that, and you can see these are similar steps that I was following earlier, and it has clearly identified that. I like this. I think it's very, very, I can say precise compared to the regular way of working with LiveAI. It's more concise, and I'm more confident that the AI is referencing what I want it to reference, and it is it's following instructions in a much clearer way. So now I can continue chatting with the AI here. I can write an additional prompt, and you can see it tells me that if I type slash, I can access the built-in prompts. And if I'm searching for a page, I can add additional context. Say I want to search for the newsletter page. You can see these are the pages that are inside my Roam graph, and they immediately pop up. So you can see that's provided. I doubt whether that's possible with blogs. Let me just search. Yeah, I'm typing this first phrase here, and I can see that it's not bringing it up. So I don't think it's possible to search for blocks in. I can also see that it's possible to just do a voice recording and proceed chatting with the AI, but we'll not try that for now. The last thing I want to do, let's just look at these other options that are being provided up here. I can first of all see a plus icon, and it's saying insert conversation into Roam. So that means if I click this entire conversation should be brought into Roam. I think that's nice. I also have the option to either copy the full conversation to a clipboard. So if I want to export this conversation somewhere else, I can just copy it and paste it somewhere else. I can also delete this particular chat, and I can also load chat history. So that means if I had chatted with AI from before, I can be able to load the chat history. You can see it's telling me there that there's one that's available. You see when I hover here, it tells me load chat history from LiveAI, and you can see it says load chat history, one available there. So let me just try and click that and see what happens. I can also search. Wow, that's interesting. I can search my search histories, and I can just click if I identify it. So at least I can see that option there. So I will not do that for now. But what I want to do is to insert this particular conversation. I like the response that it has generated, and I want to insert that into my graph. So I'll insert that here under this block where this is a precise activity that I was trying to do. I was trying to create a template for that. And I'm just going to click the plus icon, and you can see it's generating the response here. So let's see how it comes out. There you go. Oh, very, very interesting. You can see it clearly delineates between me and the AI. So you can see it has nested the responses precisely. That was my question, and this was the AI response. And I love this. You can see it has block reference quite precisely. The thing about working with the in-text, chatting with LiveAI just natively inside of Chrome, block references was a tricky thing to do. It will either catch it, do it properly, or miss it entirely. But here I can see that it is capturing the block references precisely, and it's nesting them inside the actual text as an alias. I think this is beautiful. You can see this is what was essentially here and has been captured accurately inside this particular text that we've now moved inside our graph. So I think this is brilliant. I think the chat interface update is amazing, and I look forward to keep showcasing other aspects of Live AI. Thank you.